and welcome to the Scrapping Studio. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor in Des Moines, Iowa. Today this is going to be a part one of putting together Deeper in the Woods Project Playbook. And I can guarantee you, you're not going to use all the paper. And I'm going to show you some shortcuts to even save even more paper than what's there. I counted there's 9 sheets left over, so plenty to do this again, just using different paper. It's up to you what you want to use it for. But I love when there's enough left over to do some other things. So the project playbook, if you haven't done one of these before, this one is creating 5 projects totaling 10 pages. And it is using Deeper in the Woods, a paper pack, texture pack, mats, stickers, embellishments, the laser cut borders, the tree border punch, and then you'll need bright white cardstock, hot fudge cardstock, and then your tools, trimmer, tape runners, pens, foam squares, those kinds of things for that. So, and you can also, when cutting these, this isn't too difficult, but in some cases, I will take, if it's a little sticky note and write the letter and the number on there. And so we can do that today too, to make it easier. So we're going to start with the cutting guide. So the cutting guide, I have all the papers pulled out. And so the first one is going to be the evergreen tree. So you want to make sure you put it in the trimmer the way it shows. So we are going to cut. I'm just going to put these over here for the moment and pull out the first one. All right, so the first one is we're going to cut 2 2x12s. So then the next is a 1.5. The 1.5 I can cut from this side. Anything up to 1 3/4 you can cut. I'm not telling them you don't have paper hanging out. So that's that. And then a 6.5. So this should be 6.5 left. So we've got 6.5, and then I need a 4.5. And you can put your trimmer. I have my trimmer kind of different than I usually do. It's because my elbow is giving me a lot of grief, and so I'm using my opposite hand, and that's that. So now this is where you can, I'm going to put this aside for a minute, is take, where did he go? Oh, no, this. So just take one of these and a pencil, and you can mark. So this is 2D. To E, and then this is 1C, and then 1A, and I got these little Post-it notes, I think at the Dollar Tree at some point, and they're actually very handy. And 1B. Okay, so we have the first one, so we'll go through and we'll just keep doing that for every single one. So the next one, we are getting the checkerboard. So it's got the green plaid. So it's green plaid, just 2 different kinds of plaids. So we are going to cut it actually the exact same way. So we're going to do 2 2x12s and then a 1.5. So here it is. A 1.5. And then we'll do 4.5. 1, 2, and that is scrap. And then we'll go back and mark all these. Oh, that thing cannot have gone far because it just literally does this. Okay, So we need 2D. I'm just kind of doing these backwards. 2E. This is 2C. 2B. And then 2A. All right, that one is done. The next one is going to be, we want the grain going this way, and we're going to cut, so we got a 4x4 or 4-inch, and then these are 3.5 and 3.5. And then another 3.5. All right, and then those are done, and then we cut this one into 4s. And 3. All right, now let's mark these. 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, and 3E. All right. Next one is the multicolored stripes, and we want the stripes to go the long ways. So we're going to first cut, this one is going to be 4. Did I get that right? 4. And then the next cut is going to be 4.5. And then this should be a 3.5 that's left. Cross your fingers. Yep, 3.5. Okay, so then this needs to be 4.5. And then 4.5. This is going to be scrap. We're going to, let's just mark this guy. These guys, these are 4F and 4G. There we go. All right. Then this one is, this should be the 4.5. It is. So we're going to cut these into 3.5. And I'm going to put a little scrap. And then we're going to mark these 4C, 4D, and 4E. All right. And then this one is going to be cut at the diagonal. So what we're going to do is, so it's, make sure I get the, okay, so we're going to cut these on the diagonal. Make sure this should be that. Okay, so then we got on there. I cut these little strips and now they're like all stuck inside this. Try and Oh my gosh, there's going to be difficult. There we go. Okay, I was trying to pull to see where this is going to exactly hit. And it's right there. Okay. All right. Scissors, I didn't press hard enough in this one spot. I don't want to, I just rather trim it than have to try and line it up again, because then that one was like work. Okay, so I got those, and those are for A and B. For A, for B, and the next one is pine cone. Oops, sorry. Switch over. Next one is pine cone still, and we're cutting 2 3-inch strips is all we're going to need off of this one. So that's 1. And that's 2. And this is for A and for B. And if you don't want to watch the cutting, you are welcome to just fast forward through all of that. All right, and then this one, I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch first just because of they're little. So that's the 1/2 inch. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4. And then 2, 3. All right, so then there's those 4. These are 6C and D. So it looks like they have 2 of them together. So we'll just put them like that. 6D and 6C. Goes like that. And then we need 2 at 2 inches. 1 and 2. And then we need 2 4s. So what was that for 6 inches? And then these are when we cut it 4s. And that is scrap. Yep. All right, so let's mark these E and F. So 6E, 6F. These are 6A. 6B. So the last one is the cardstock, and I already cut one of the punches. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to cut another one again. Oops, make sure I'm punching it the right way. Make sure that. And then we're just going to match them up. So you don't glue and just go down the line. And you kind of have to be careful because you could miss it. So I just go really slowly because I've put some extra gaps in there when I've gone through it. Just trying to speed through. So it doesn't have a triangle on this one like some of the other ones. So, oops, no worries. So there's I'm put on my trees up here at the top. So then we're going to cut this at 1.5 inches. So we got 1.5 inches on this side, 1.5 inches on this side. All right, and that works perfect. And then we're doing a 4 by 2 4s. There's 1, and then 2. All right, and that's just scrap. I'll put in my little scrap bin. One of these just needs to be cut to a 4 by 4. And then that's 7E. All right, and then this one needs to be cut at a diagonal again, like the other one. Oops. Just Yep. This one. Get a little bit of a snip too. Let's see. There we go. So it's nice having a bright light. And so this is 7C and 7D. So the next thing that I like to do is I go through and dry fit every single page to make sure I'm not putting the wrong things in the wrong places, because I do have a habit to do that. So we are going to start with, all right, so this one is, and I have all my papers piled up here of what we're going to be using. I pull them out ahead of time. So this one, these are going to be the bases. Now, one thing that I'm going to end up doing is, if you look, this is the base of the left is this birch, and the base on the right is the birch, base on the left are these greens. It's not showing very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sheets, cover sheets from, I'll take the cover sheets from these and I'm going to use them as my bases. Those are perfectly acceptable. They're not thick like cardstock, they're just regular paper. So I'm going to use those as the base. And we'll see, and then we'll have to go back and measure to see what those are. I think those are 4. All right, so let's just lay this out. So we need one of these, and I'm going to get my out. Put that down. All right, so let's just lay the one side. So we got this one, and then we'll need, I have them just all piled here off to the side. And I just need to make sure I get, okay, so we have that one. This down like this. Would help put it where I can read this stuff the right way. Okay, so we have this one, and then we've got, so I need 6C, and put these off to the side. Okay, so that, I grabbed 60, but it's the same thing. Okay, so we got those two. And we're doing this side. And then we're getting 3D. Okay. D, 3D. All right, so we have that and that. So this is going to be 4. This looks like a 1/2 inch is showing on the side. So we need a 1/2 inch. That's half. So it looks like, and that can be a little bit, I would say cut 1 inch and cut 2, 3.5. So cut 1 inch and then a 3, so 4.5. So we're going to take this one, see what the other side looks like. Okay, so we're going to cut, I'm going to cut 1 inch. And I'm going to cut a 3.5. Sometimes the glare. All right. There we go. Hold on to that. That's scrap. So let's get this. So this side is dry fit, and we're going to adhere it down. I just need to get my reposition. I'm using repositionable tape runner. And we'll get this one. All right. We're going to put get that lined up. Okay. And we're going to put this as a 1/2 inch. There we go. And then 3D. And I'm going to put that there. Oops. Just came over just ever so slightly. Okay. And then let's do this side. It's nice about repo when you have like the little triangle, and it definitely puts them into place. All right. I actually did that wrong. Oops. It doesn't matter a ton in the retrospect, but we'll make it right to match the thing. All right. There we go. And this guy. I feel like this needs to move over just a little bit. Oops. Go. There we go. That matches up better. Okay, so then we cut this. So that works perfect. Right. And then this guy can go here. Gives it a little bit of an overlap, but works perfect. There we go. And now we have saved this whole sheet right here to use on something else for that. So And then we'll just do the same thing to the other side. I feel like it needs to be a little bit more adhesive right there. All right. And this guy is kind of popping up. Let's put, try to conserve adhesive, but sometimes you just have to go back in and add a little bit more, especially if you feel like weird bubbly. Okay. So we have left side is done, not with embellishments yet for that. So now we are going to take the birch right here and do, so it's going to be the exact same thing. So I'm going to cut an inch off from it and then 3.5. All right. And get, this is just the white sheet. I save all of these. I use them for when I make borders and things like that. All right. Line these up. Okay, so on this side, we are going to start on the inside. So let's put this one here. And then the next is going to be, we need this one. So this one is going to be just overlap it. You could just do 1/2 inch, but get that one. All right. And then we're going to do this guy right next to it. And a little bit long on this side. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go back to the other side. So get this guy. And it's okay once you get, I'm getting repo on there because all of it's going to get covered up anyways. You can get your like a blue silicone mat out or a sticker strip in or like an empty sticker sheet. Make sure I get this going the right way. All right. Oops, didn't mean to do that. This guy matched up. Okay. And then we get the birch paper. We called it aspen, but it looks like birch. Kind of looks like aspen. And then we'll butt him up against this. And then we'll take this one. They all kind of blend together. All right, and then that will cover up any gaps. Oops. Didn't exactly fit. You can see a big old gap. There we go. And that works perfectly. So now you have saved, let's see, how much was it that we ended up? That's 7.5 inches that we've saved. So that was perfect. So what we'll do is, this is still, this isn't quite high enough. Let's try this one more time. Put it, of course I ran. Don't worry, I got a whole pile in front of me on my desk, on my table. I got more. All right. that in the bag. All right. So embellishments. What do we need for embellishments? So we need 2D. Okay. Two. We need 2D, and then 1D. And take down to the very, very bottom of the pile. 1D, and it's flipped over. Okay, side to side for that. All right, so this side has this one. Oops. All right. And then this one, it says 4x6 and 3x4s. I have to get to the top of my desk to see if I have. They sold out of these. I'm really bummed, but let's see. I have cut just some white cardstock to kind of use as placeholders. And then I need one more. There we go. I'll put that right there. The extras to the side there. Okay. So then these guys will just go there. I'm going to pull. It has the borders at the bottom. And the two borders are these. So this is going to go, and they're flat. If they're like fuzzy, they feel like I kind of like moss. All right, I'll put this on the bottom, and then put these two on. And you can put them any way you want. Just a little bit right there. And you can use these as mats, or you can pull them up and put down other pictures. All right, then this got that, and then a tree stump. Let's see if I can find in the pile a tree stump. I don't know if it's a sticker or if it's, that's the hard part. I think it's a sticker, not an embellishment. So let's just put these aside for a minute and pull out the sticker sheet and see if we can find a tree stump that is a sticker. Yes, there is. So it's this guy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick them up on From Squares. So I'm going to take the powder and get all the sticky. So de-stickify is the word I use. I'm sure it's not the right one, but then that. And I'm going to use these. And I love just being able to give it dimension. And it just has it sitting on top. So just like that. Put those aside for a minute. So let's see. We've got left is done. All right, we need all these. They'll just stick to everything else. So we're just going to put them there. All right. So that one is completed. Now we're going to go back and do the left side. And the left side is this one. My just paper. I want to make sure. There we go. And then we need to find the other embellishment for the border. All right. And then we'll need, see if I have another 4, 6. If I don't, I could always cut one or 3x4s. Definitely for that. No, I'll have to make one. All right, so what else do I need? I need peaceful, looks like peaceful moments. Okay, we got this guy. And then it's got this leaf. I'm just sticking them to myself. An acorn. Okay. And then wild beauty. Okay, well, let's get these put down. Get that down a little bit. Okay. Oops. Okay. So this one, I'm going to take stickiness off of it. And get my foam squares back out. Okay. So put this one right there. And then pull this up for a second. Oh, it's going to be difficult. Okay. Oops, put that in there like that. And then the little acorn. Okay. Can go right there. Okay. So we got that side and we have that. And then I can just cut. I can get it out of the thing and cut another. Let's see, what size was this? Pretty sure this was, yep. So I just need 4x6. So now let's cut a 4. I'll just cut these. It's a great way to, if you want placeholders or extra mats. 6. Yeah, the 3.5 by 5.5 and the 4x6 is what I ran the faster. So yeah, and they sold out, so I'm really bummed. I hope that they bring them back. And then this way you can have a double mat. All right, so now at the bottom they had this guy. And I'm not gonna really put him right. Let's see. I am going to take the sticky off because I don't want it to overlap with the photo. Right. Then that one. And then there's another one of those. And it says wild beauty. Okay, that might be embellishments. I can go back to my pile of embellishments and see if it's in there. Yep, and it's right here. All right. So, and it's even flopped. It's got that fuzzy on it too. Put that back. Okay, so it is this right here. So let's put that one up on some fun squares. Let's see if I can not have to open another pack yet. Okay, so I have this guy here, and then I have this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I still have a few of the thin ones, so I'm going to use those, but I'm only going to do the one at the bottom. Okay, so let's get at least this guy on. Right there. And then this one, I'm only going to peel off the one. And then when I'll peel the rest of them off when I have the photo in there. And then we need this guy tucked in there. Just like that. All right. We have 2 pages done. So we have this one. And we have, so this one is left and this one is the right. And pretty close. I should have measured them across, but that's what repositionable tape runner is for. So, and then this guy can really move down a little bit. Just like that. So that still gives you room to put, if you've got more pictures, like, let's see, that's too big. Let's think of more like the 3x3s. Let's go by 4. Here we go. I got some 3x3s. So you've got room for a couple more photos up here. You even have room to put, you can put one down here and tuck him into this right there, like that. So then you've got room for adding 3 more. You could put a 2x2 there. If you like getting a lot of photos on a page, those are perfect to add to that. So I see this guy is sticking up. And yeah, for that. So we've got, all right, we got 2 done. Let's do 2 more and then we'll call it good for this video. All right, let's kind of move some stuff out of the way. This next one, so it's 2 sheets of green trees. So there's one, and they have a direction, and then there's 2. Got some stuck to it. Okay, so this one is going to be using 5A. That's 4. That's 6. It's 1. So it's the pine cone ones. Did I mark those wrong? Hold on. Let me go back and look. Yeah, there is a typo. This should say 5. Oops, wrong. 5A. Yeah, we're right. Or no. So these say 5? Hold on. I'm wrong. Okay, so these say 5 and I wrote 4. So no, you should say 5 and not 4. So people were yelling at me while I was putting it together. Yeah. Okay, so these are 5. We need those. And then 1A and 1B. Of those. See, I marked them and I still screwed them up. And then we need one of these here. We want, let's see, the big trees are on the inside. And then I need a 4x6 cut. Put him right there. And then I need 3A and 3B. Okay. Okay. Let's get this guy adhered. Excuse me. That guy, and then this guy. Put him right down the middle. All right, and then this one. Thin on the end, so make sure that adhered down. Okay, so then it, like that. Let's see if I can find my 3.5 by 3.5 cards. Those are 4x4. And I have some. Those are 3x3s. Here's one. I have to open them. I do have another packet. All right. And let's get these adhered and take onto this. There. All right. So the 4x6 is going to go. It's going to have. Which one? Because on top. It's like this one is going to be on top. Those in the bin up there. I can grab them. All right. So this is going to be here. I just want to see, like, so that works right there. All right, and then we'll put some over this. Just like that. And then it has Nature's Bliss is the sticker, which is this guy. And put some foam squares on him. Okay, no, I didn't put my foam squares back where they originally were. Under. This is all I have left at the moment, but I have another packet. So I'm trying to use up. Those are thin. That lost this guy. Okay. So let's see if I can use the sizes I have. That works. Still need to put the other thing on top. Okay. This right. I didn't put it in wrong. Put it right like this. All right. And then we got some acorns. Was there? I must have just picked two. So let's put this one and this one. All right. And then I'll put one like that. And then use a foam square for the other one. Okay. If it wasn't in front of me, I would have been, if it was a snake, I would have been dead. Okay, so we have those for there. And then the bottom has, looks like this guy. There's a side. All right, I feel like this needs to maybe come over a smidge. Oh, that's too much of a smidge. There we go. Give these guys a little more breathing room. Down a little bit. That works perfectly. And then, okay, so I don't need anything else for this one on this side. Now, let's do the other side. Make sure we get these going the right way. So now this guy is going to go on the inside. Okay. And then put these over here. All right. And double check to make sure I had them going the right way. Okay. And then don't need that. Okay. So now we need this one. And then there's the brown one, like that. Trying to get it off my stuck. It was stuck in my hand before away. All right, and then I need the other one of this one. Okay. This goes at the bottom. All right, well, so then these go here. Get the 3.5. Let's see. And I need Into the Woods mat. There we go. That was easy. At least that was easy enough. Alrighty. Put this guy in here. Make sure I got enough room because I got an embellishment to put there and some stuff to put in the bottom. So I need the Lost in Nature. Pretty sure it's this one. Found in Peace. And then it looks like I need an acorn. All right. Let's put some foam spores in this guy. At the end, what else we got? So like she used these. Let's see. All right. That, and then I need a pine cone. Let's see if I have. Does it fit? That's perfect. And then that covers up the. There we go. Now I just need to put into 3.5 by 5. It's almost. Try this again. Split. That's better. Let's see. The wood green is going across, so make sure I have it going the right way. And then it goes on this. All right, and then just a little bit. Okay. All right. Am I missing any other embellishments for that one? No. Okay. So here is. Oops. This guy didn't stay on. I know I put adhesive on. This must have not put pressure on that. There we go. So here is pages 3 and 4. For those, I'm going to scoot this guy over just a little bit so you can see both. So that's pages 3 and 4. And then we've got, this is 1, and this is 2. So we've got 4 pages of the 10 done. I'm going to cut this off because we're at an hour. I feel like that is enough. And then I will come back and do the final 3 layouts. Thanks for watching. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor in Des Moines, Iowa. I have a lot of stuff stuck to this, don't I? Thank you for joining me. I'm going to put my information below if you'd like to join us for one of my events that I hold in the Des Moines metro area. I'd love for you to come and join us for a great group of women who love to chat, scrapbook, sometimes snack, and just have fun. So thanks again for joining me and have a great day.